Hi everyone, welcome to our London Demo Centre. We are Igloo and this is our 5 by 5.5 immersive space. You see it's got floor projection here too. And today we're going to be looking at Avatour, which is a partnership we're working on, which has 360 collaboration, 360 streaming. And we're joined today by Laura and James from the other side of the world. He's in our Australian office.
Hi everyone.
Hi James.
So James today is going to give us a bit of a tour and a bit of a demonstration into how Avatour can work for stuff like virtual site visits, tours, all those kind of things.
Yeah, so as Cullen mentioned, we're in the Australian office. I'm just going to take you guys downstairs. So over here, it's quite late at night, but you can see we can have a two-way conversation with very little latency. And I've got a completely untethered streaming solution. So as you can see here, I can go inside, outside. And I'm going to walk into our warehouse and then show you some of the features of Avatour.
Cool. And when you say it's untethered, is it coming over Wi-Fi?
It's using 4G at the moment, so it's very kind of low bandwidth connection. So everything is being done on the camera itself. I've got my phone here in my hand, but what that is just to show you some of the capabilities of Avatour. So as you can see in this picture-in-picture feed, I'm going to zoom in on the camera here, and you can see it's a very small camera. And all of the stitching, all of the streaming is done on the camera itself. And we've just got it here on a tripod so I can carry it around easily and walk around. And with my phone, I've joined the call separately. And one of the benefits is you can just join via a web browser using WebRTC. So you don't need any apps or anything. And you can join on a VR headset or also on your desktop. And traditionally, when you join like that, it's the pan to zoom. So I can see here on the stream, I can pan around on this call and you can see where I'm looking at in the call there. But when you're in an Igloo space like that, you don't need to pan around because you can see the whole 360 space. And one of the things that you can do then is get the context of where we are. And then I can use my phone to zoom in on something. So using the picture-in-picture mode, I can show you something like the label on this crate here. And you can see that this delivery that we've got was going to the MLA at the Sydney Easter Show. And you can see it nice and clear. Okay. So one of the benefits of this picture-in-picture, something like our clients in the oil and gas industry might use it to look at a leaking pipe. Something on a building site or construction site might use it to zoom in on something like a crack that's developed. And you can see here down on the floor, I've zoomed in. And instead of sending a whole crew to do a site inspection, you could actually just send one person with the Avatour camera. They can walk around the site and then ask me as the remote kind of leader of the session to zoom on things that interest them.
Yeah, definitely. And that's, again, where something like floor projection becomes really important to get for those construction sites, those oil and gas refineries, to make sure you get the complete wraparound immersive view of any virtual site tour. And James, because obviously this is working not just as a camera, but as a video conferencing device. So how is the audio on your end?
Yeah, it's great. So I can actually see you guys. You can see here in the picture-in-picture, there's a little camera screen. So I can see what you're seeing there and any remote participants on the screen. I can hear you guys perfectly through my Bluetooth headset, which is connected to the camera, and then you can hear me. And then one of the things I can do as I walk around the features of Avatour is you can see I can tilt the camera sideways. I can move it all around. And what you're seeing there in the room is a corrected perspective. So what you see there, up is up and north is north. And so that means that any remote participants don't get dizzy as I walk around site. And when I talk about things to the north or to the east, to the west, everyone is the remote viewer, be it on a VR headset or a desktop, knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and again, it helps with being interactive. So obviously, from our end, say we're key stakeholders who want to know more about the project from our on-site guy here, James. We can say, oh, James, that Igloo cylinder back there, can you take us inside and give us a look around?
Sure. And so what might prompt that is you can see when someone's a remote participant and they're panning around, I'm going to point at the cylinder now on the stream. And what you should see there in the room is a little point of view showing what I'm actually looking at. So if anyone is on a desktop or a phone, you there in the Igloo can kind of tell what everyone is interested in. So you're interested in the cylinder, and I can go and take you inside that cylinder. So I'll just walk you in. Set you down here, and I could start up our software, ICE. And so, yeah, it's great that we can have this call with very low latency from the other side of the world, but there could be 10, 15 people join this call and they can be spread out amongst the world. You could join multiple Igloo cylinders to the space, and you can have multiple camera systems as well. And the way that our clients are kind of using this is doing things like remote site visits. So what I might show you as an example for one of our energy clients. Just going to zoom in here. So here we are at our oil and gas refinery. This is just one that we've got a photo of, but the type of thing that our clients are using this for is doing things like FAT testing, factory acceptance testing. So for one of the clients we have, what they do is they take the 360 camera to Korea, where they're having some refineries and plant being built. Instead of sending over 10 people and having all the carbon emissions, all the cost, all the time of that crew flying over to Korea, they send one person with the Avatour camera. That person walks around that refinery that's being built, and they can sign off on the rooms. They can see the progress. They can ask questions. As they ask a question, I can use the picture-in-picture functionality to go and zoom in on something like that. We can talk about it, have the discussion. And having that complete two-way communication in very low latency means that it's a very natural way of doing these inspections. It's essentially remote telepresence.
Cool.
Yeah, and have we got any use case studies of where we're already using this Avatour technology to good effect?
Yeah, so aside from oil and gas companies, construction companies as well, doing site inspections. We've had interest from utility companies doing things like if there's an emergency, let's say a water main ruptures, they can take the camera, set it up at the water main, then they can talk through it. So one of those clients, what they used to have is every one of their kind of plumbing team or team that responded to these incidents trained in how to do traffic management, how to lay out the cones when they close a road or something like a water main. But now, instead of doing that and having them to all go through this 2-week course on traffic management, what they can do is they can set up a live stream, they can set it up at the incident site, stream back to headquarters, and they can have a single person that is experienced in traffic management, talk them through, have they laid out all the traffic management cones for that incident correctly. And so it means you can share skills remotely. For something like oil and gas like this, if there's a leaking pipe, you might not have someone on that refinery that knows what to do with this. So it means that they can share that call to other experts that might be back at headquarters and ask for help and how to deal with that issue.
Yeah, it sounds great. So they're really making great savings on time and costs, and really getting, if they've only got half an hour with the key person to sign off a site, they don't need to transport them, whether it's a flight, a train, whatever it takes. Those expenditures in cost and time aren't needed because they can visualize.
Yeah, some of the oil and gas clients, it's a 2-hour flight for them to get to the remote refinery. And so it's incredibly expensive for them to send people there. They have to do the helicopter rollover training. It's thoroughly expensive to find berths or time on the offshore facilities. And so it just means that there's a huge amount of savings for them as a business to be able to kind of teleport people to these remote sites.
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you, James, for the quick introduction to Avatour. And if you need more information, please get in contact at igloovision.com.